It is your boy, Grandmaster Black Ronin, back on that again with another banger and fire video for y'all out here today. There, y'all. Welcome on back to the channel. But y'all, real quick, thank you, Lord. Thank you guys out here. We just hit 900 subscribers. Like, I was not expecting this. I did not think my channel would even reach that number. And, I just been grinding, and I'm just glad the community is growing and a lot of people is resonating with the things I have to say out here. Thank you guys. And we're going to continue to keep on growing. But, guys, I got to speak on this topic here real quick. And, it just hit me tonight when I got off work. I was just thinking, what do I want to talk about on this channel? And it just hit me, man. Like, thank you, Lord. Like, God had to send this topic to me. But I got to speak on fitness and body game, working out, getting into great shape, and why it needs to be the standard in the church. Because, guys, like, now I ain't gonna lie, I've been out of church for a little minute and I need to go back. But the main reason I've been out of it, because the last one I was at, great church, fantastic, but it wasn't a lot of people in my age range. It was more on the older side, which I love. I love everybody at church. I definitely need to go back and visit them. And, it's been a while since I reconnected with them, with just a lot of people there. But, it just wasn't a lot of people there, which I would like. And it's crazy because, like, usually the small churches are the best churches, which it is. Yeah, it definitely is. But, I just wish that it was more of my group because, I'm in my mid-20s. So, seeing other people in my age range would be awesome. All different walks of life. But yeah, like, very, very great church. But I have been away for a while. But one of the things I have noticed with the church, because I've been in and out of churches for a little minute. But one big thing I just noticed, guys, is just one thing that's just don't set well with me is that it's so many people that are out of shape and, not fit in the church, especially the pastors. Like, it's things just got to be better. It's got to be a standard. Now, some of y'all are going to be like, oh, dude, you're judging. Like, no, I'm not out here judging. I'm not judging at all. I met all great people, all different looks, race, heights, all that stuff. Like, there's good people in all different forms, 1000%. But I'm telling you from experience, I've been out of shape before. And keep in mind, even in the Bible, it states your body is a temple. It literally tells you how to eat, fasting, all that stuff. It tells you all about that to literally make your body as strong as possible as it can be. And let me tell you guys, because when you're working out and you're getting into awesome shape, even though I'm not the craziest, ripped up person, but I can tell you from experience, guys, like, what you're doing is spiritual and physical at the same time, because you're going through pain, but it's a good pain. It's a good pain that's going to make you stronger. And that dieting too, because, guys, like, it's so many people out here. Like, guys, like, all the bad decisions that you make, they do come back to get you. All that beer you're drinking and all that stuff, all that smoking you're doing, all the garbage foods that you're just not caring to read the labels and all that stuff, that all comes back to get you. And I'm tired of seeing so many awesome friends that are dying at such a young age, just because of poor diet, poor health, and lack of exercise. And it's even in the church too, guys. I just feel like every pastor needs to be in shape. Like, that should be non-negotiable. Yeah, if you're a pastor, you should be fasting. You should be, doing, like, I'm gonna tell you guys, like, as men, we just respect a man. That's not to say, I don't respect a man, who's, like, not the most strongest or whatever. There are still things that I can learn from all different types of people, all different types of men, women, everything. But there is something about when a man is in shape, you just want to learn, and, like, guys, that is very, very powerful. like a godly man who's in shape and he's a pastor. Like that is pretty rare to come across here in America. And I think that needs to really be the standard because guys, like when you look around, you look at the marriage rates and all that stuff dropping, divorces is through the freaking roof out here. And I look around, I see a lot of my friends and just people I know in marriages, they're not the best versions of themselves. And I get it, like it's nothing wrong with being average, but it's just like I'm telling you guys, like when you get into that discipline with your body, in my opinion, I gotten closer to God because of just working out. Like I said, it's spiritual and physical at the same time what you're doing with this. And that pain that you're going through while you're doing this to get you stronger, it brings you closer to God. And I'm telling you guys, like, I mean, relationships would be a lot better if that was the standard. Because guys, if you're over 200, 300 plus pounds, like that's no, like your partner's not attracted to you. This is why we got so much cheating going on. And listen, I'm not a perfect person. Now, I don't believe in cheating, but like I said, I'm not a perfect person. If you watch my channel, you guys know your boy is a dancer on the side. And listen, guys, I'm broke. I recently moved back with my family and stuff. So I am literally rebuilding at this point. And I'm not advocating anybody to do what I do, but I'm honest enough to admit and say, hey, this is what I do. But yeah, there is still a lot you can learn from me. And there's not a lot of people who are going to talk like me. And honestly, we need more people out here like this, because we're not all perfect out here. Like, but we should be aiming to do better out here. That's number one. But going back to what I was saying, when it comes down to like guys like body gain, working out and stuff, and why that needs to be the standard in the church, marriages will be so much more better. The woman will respect the man a lot more. And even though in this culture that we're living now, weird culture right now, it would be a lot better if everybody was in shape and healthy. You're just going to be a happier person, 1000%. That's the first thing. And just not caring what people, people are always going to talk. They're always going to hate. And if you're a godly man, Christian, you already know that you're automatically going to get the most hate. Sometimes it can get dangerous. So, when you want to be in the best shape as possible to defend yourself, because if you're in good shape, first of all, there is automatically a level of respect right there at that moment. So that's the first thing. Then on top of that, people are just going to naturally gravitate to you when they see that, oh, wow, this person take care of themselves. And changing the stigma of what people think of Christians, these weak people who just do whatever and just not care. Like that, like who wants that stigma on, believers of God, Like guys, like it's got to change, like there has to be a better standard. Because guys, if people walk into church and they see a strong masculine figure preaching, like that is very, very powerful. That is extremely, extremely powerful. And there men and women will take that person seriously, and everybody knows that type of person can really inspire a lot of different people and make a lot of lives better. And we need more of that, guys. Extremely. And guys, even check this out. For those who say, oh, fitness isn't all that. Yeah, like you're doing too much, Nah. Think back in Jesus' time, guys. Do y'all really think Jesus and his disciples were out here looking like this? Hell nah. They out here, they looking like this. This is how they were looking. Even if they wasn't jacked or nothing, like they were lean, like obviously healthy, they cooked their own stuff, like they look like that, guys. They wouldn't walk around here just extremely unhealthy by the masses. Like, come on, guys. Gluttony is crazy. And the people that don't do their research, just eating whatever, you're seeing how it's affecting a lot of people. And it's really sad that a lot of people are just going out slowly from this. Like, don't let that gluttonous behavior consume you guys. Like, it's a slow killer, but and it's a sneaky one too, that a lot of people are failing on, because guys, like, even myself at one point, when I was overweight and out of shape, I did not feel like my best. My mindset was not in the right place. But when I started to get more discipline in my body and really get on top of that, that was when I noticed a shift in everything in life. That's when life started to become less stressful and become more purposeful. And it's a lot of men missing out on that, men and women, that are missing out on that. But we live in such an unnatural way of living in this 21st century out here, that like, that a lot of us just forget that, hey, like, the simple things like health that you can do for free. You don't even need a gym membership to be healthy. You can do all this stuff from home. But I do think the church needs to really crack down on the fitness, what to eat, because I'm telling you guys, like, it'll be better behavior for the most part. We're not perfect, but you'll just, like, your soul feels so much better, and you're going to move so much better too as a person when you're in shape. And that needs to be the standard in a lot of churches. And I really hope that that happens, one of these days. But yeah, if I do go back to another church again, find a good one, I'll definitely speak on that, to like a lot of my peers. Because where I live right now, it's not like Florida where, fitness is very strong over there. But over here, it's like, nah, not really at all. So when I come along, it's just like, oh, wow, whoa, And then on top of that, guys, understand too, I can't remember as I said this earlier, but when you're in decent shape and you stand out and you got that type of aura to you, guess what? It's not like the movies, guys, where like, it's just all this glory. Don't get me wrong, there's good that comes from it, but you're going to get a lot of hate. And guess what? If you're a follower of God and you're standing out, you're going to get a lot of hate. So that's how you're doing something right. If you're getting a lot of hate, you're doing something right. 9 out of 10 chance. And on top of that, check this out. When you're like, when you start to get in, good solid shape, you're going to get tested a lot too. Like, you're going to get tested a lot by women. You're going to get tested in all different areas of your life, your desires, all that stuff. But when you're out of shape, you don't really get tested like that. Like, you're just going through life on just going by. But something about when you hit that gym and you start to see your body transform for the better, that's when I argue you're going to really, really get tested by a lot of different factors in your life. That's when you're going to lose the most friends. That's when you're just going to extremely grow as a person. And I think that needs to really, really be pushed into the church 1000%. Because if you're healthy, like, guys, cause we got to change that stigma. It's too many people think, Christians are just as soft and just like, nah, that's not true at all. A real Christian, like in the Bible, and a lot of the leaders, they was some savages, guys. Like they got down. So I don't know what people get that weakness from and softness from, but that's nah. Nah, there was some warriors out there, and that's what we gotta be, guys, because where this world's going right now, yeah, we need as much warriors as possible. But that's all I gotta say, guys. It's your boy Black Ronin. Let me know what you guys think. And yeah, that's all I gotta say. And I'll be catching you guys on the next one.